2012, I started feeling really sick and got up one day to find out that I'm totally yellow and that my stomach was bothering me really badly and I was nauseated, could not eat for 2 weeks, and found out after I went to the doctor that I have cancer in the bile duct. And I went to Sinai, and they decided that because it was contained in the bile duct, they can operate me. So I went through a procedure called the Whipple, which I was told one of the most complicated operations mankind can go through. And after the operation, they told me that they took out all of the cancer, and we were happy. They still suggested that recommended that we'll do chemotherapy and radiation, and I refused to do it because I always was against chemotherapy. I didn't want to put any poison in my system, so I decided we'll go home and we'll see what will happen. And in the meantime, we changed all of our life when we went home. We were told that there is no cancer in the operation bed, so that was good, but also that it's very aggressive cancer and that it can metastasize easy. And so, we hope that it won't, but 3 months later, in April 2013, the doctor called one of my daughters and told her that it indeed metastasized to my liver, and that I have somewhere between 6 months to a year to live.
We had a CT, and then we knew something was wrong because they called and rebooked, and they wouldn't give us more information. So my sister called. I'm Tova, I'm Rivi's daughter. My sister called them back and basically waited till our surgeon called us, and what he told my sister was that the cancer is back, that she has 2 tumors in her liver, and that because it's back and because of how this cancer tends to go, it's very aggressive, she could have 6 months to a year, and that she has to do chemo. We had to tell my mom, so we had to find her. We drove down to meet her somewhere, and we broke the bad news to her. And when we told her that, she said, well, I'm not doing that, so what are we doing? And literally the next day, my sister and I were calling clinic after clinic in the alternative world trying to get information. In 17 days, we had taken a pilot trip. We had visited 3 clinics. One of them was Hope4Cancer. We had spoken to multiple clinics in Mexico. That's how we ended up over at Hope4Cancer.
Right, and during the time we majorly researched the whole understanding of alternative methods and chemotherapy, and that was in addition to 4 months of research already that we had behind us. Of course, we've changed all of our lifestyle. The food we eat is totally different, and I started taking supplements. So I have decided to go to the Hope4Cancer clinic, and we decided on this clinic because they offered so many more therapies than any other clinic that we visited. And Dr. Tony Jimenez appeared to be very sincere to me and caring for his patient, and also very knowledgeable, and on top of cutting-edge technology that deals with cancer. So we went there. I was there for 2 weeks. After 2 weeks in the clinic and testing, it appears that 40%, that my blood flow to the tumor shrank 40%. And then I went home and I continued to do the therapies. Next month I came back and they rechecked me, and we find out that the blood flow to the tumor even shrank further. So all this was a really good sign.
It was also really good that we could go back to the clinic, and that when there was a problem, we could actually call them, and they would talk to us over the phone, and if we needed to come back in, they'd say, come back in, and that was for no further charge. They were there. They send an at-home program with you, so you're not kind of left suspended in midair, all freaked out and going home with no knowledge of what's going to wait for you at home. So they were really on top of that.
And that was very good, because we did freak a couple of times, and even showed up at one time at Friday night at 1 o'clock in the morning.
We did.
But they treated
took us
whatever I needed to be treated, and it was wonderful.
They took really good care of her.
Right. And so after 3 months of home treatment, I went to the clinic and they didn't see anything in the testing anymore, and so then I went to Cedars-Sinai and did a CT, and in the CT they could not see much, so my surgeon was kind of worried about it. He didn't understand what's going on, so he decided to send me to do an MRI because it's more accurate. So I did the MRI, and the MRI, I got the news of the MRI just last month in October 2013, and they could not find any cancer anymore. They told me you're clean of cancer, 100% clean of cancer. We cannot find it anywhere.
He said no evidence of cancer of any kind. And
we were in shock when they said that, but and after I asked him about it, are you sure about it? He said that he sent it back to the radiology to recheck, and it came each time clean. So, and that I should continue to do the therapies that
Just to reiterate, all this happened, we found out she was cancer-free in October 2013, which is 6 months since the point in which conventional medicine told her she could have 6 months to a year, which was April 2013. So that is the time period in which our whole world turned around completely. So we're very grateful that we found Hope for Cancer, and Dr. Tony and the entire staff has been incredible, and they're still incredible. They don't drop you after you leave. Like, they're still really invested in how you're doing, and that's important to us.
They actually became like family. Yes, some of them became very close to us, and I feel that I can call them if God forbid something goes wrong or anything. I can call them.